Hello everybody, it's Anubhuti Mishra here. In the today's video, we are going to study about why are plateaus important. In the previous video, we have already studied about the mountains, their types, and plateaus and their types. In today's video, we are going to study about why are plateaus important. So, plateaus are important for the following reasons. There are so many reasons that can express that how the plateaus are important for us. Next, most plateaus have important natural resources and are rich in minerals. Plateaus are rich in minerals. They have important resources, natural resources, such as into the Chota Nagpur plateau that is located in the southern part of the India. That is located in the middle and southern part of India, is rich of coal, mica, iron ore and other minerals. Iron ore, coal and mica, these type of minerals are found into that type of plateaus area. As a result, many mining areas of the world are located in plateaus. Maximum mining areas into the world, it is located into the plateaus area. It is located in plateaus. Many plateau regions are suitable for cultivation, such as in Deccan India. You can see that you will find that there is soil of that area is black, and the black soil is very beneficial, is excellent for the cultivation of the cotton. For the cultivation of cotton, black soil is very good for that. Next, often plateaus are place of tourist interest, especially where waterfalls are found on steep slopes. On steep slopes, there is waterfall are found, and for example, the Samundaram falls in the Deccan Plateau attracts a lot of tourists. A lot of tourists attracted by the waterfall, which name is Shiva Samundaram, into the southern India, into the Deccan Plateaus. There it attracts so many tourists to visit over there. Next, beside the waterfall of these plateaus are often used for generating the hydroelectric power. A good example is the Jog Falls in India. The streams which fall into the plateaus regions are good for generating the hydroelectric power, and it is good for that. Next, what are plains? We have studied about the mountains, the fold mountains, block mountains, volcanic mountains. We have studied about why our mountains are important. We have studied that what are plateaus and what are its types, the intermontane plateaus, lava plateaus and crustal plateaus. We have studied that why are plateaus important. Now we are going to study about plains. Why are plains important? What are plains? Relatively flat or gentle rolling lowlands are called plains. Means total flat area where no mountains are found, where no plateaus are found. These are the totally flat area where agriculture is suitable to do over there, and the water is easily available over there, and the agriculture area means the fertile soils are also available very easily, and it is good for the agriculture, for the cultivation of the crops. This area is very good for that. Second thing is that the plain area is mostly populated. Why? Because the water is easily available over there. Second thing is that if you want to make your house, then or any type of building, you can make it easily, very easily. You can prepare any type of building over there. No any extra construction is necessary for that. Next, these These may extend from a few thousands of kilometers, such as Indo-Gangetic plains in India. The Indo-Gangetic plain I am making a rough map. The Indo-Gangetic plain area means the plain area of Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh area, and the lower areas of the upper areas of the Madhya Pradesh area. These type of areas are totally plain, and the Ganga river is originating from here, is going out from here, is going and get mixed into the Bay of Bengal. The Indo-Gangetic plain of India. The plain area, the mostly plain area are found into the Indo-Gangetic plain area. We can say it that it is a Indo-Gangetic plain. Okay. Next, plain covers 1/3 of the earth land surface and are found on every continent. Plain area covers the 1/3 of the earth and are found on every continent except Antarctica. They are generally not more than 200 meters above than the sea level. They are not too much high, not too much low. They are totally plain and above more than 200 meters. These plain areas are formed by the depositional of erosional activity of external forces, not internal forces. It is external forces such as rivers and their tributaries. These plain areas are formed by the deposition of the erosional activities of external forces. Means the rivers are the main role playing into the formation of the plain. There are 3 types of plain. You can say that there are 3 types of plain. First one is tectonic plains. Second one is erosional plains. And the third one is depositional plain. Depositional plains. First one is tectonic plains, second one is erosional plain, and the third one is depositional plain. Now we are going to know about what is tectonic plains. These are formed by the internal forces causing uplift of the sea coast. Uplift of the sea coast, such as low-lying coastal plains of the Malabar coast along the western sea coast of India. The western sea coast of India into the southern part. The western sea coast of the India is above than that of the sea level. This is because of the endogenic forces such as the earthquake or the tectonic movement. Therefore, it is known as tectonic plains. The tectonic movement of the earth area from the inner side, from the inner forces, is known as forms the tectonic plain area. This type of plain area, therefore we can say that it is a tectonic plane. It is basically found into the coastal plain areas of the Malabar coast, into the western side of the India. Next one is erosional plain. How the erosional plain is formed. Next one is erosional plain. So erosional plain, these are formed when the action of the external forces such as rivers, glaciers and wind erode higher level of land, means the mountain areas or the hilly areas. These type of areas are affected by the external forces such as rivers and the winds and the glacier activities, which level the land for the years, for more than 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, means more than years, up to so many years. These type of works, these type of erosions are performed by the rivers, performed by the winds and performed by the glacial activities, and these deposits are these type of particles are collected into the particular side of the area. Then these plain areas are formed with the help of the external forces. Therefore, we can say that it is a erosional plain, which is formed by the external forces, that is water, that is air, and that is the glacier activities. So, the interior plain of Canada have been down cut by this erosion. By this erosion, the interior plain into the Canada is formed by this process. Next one is depositional plain. What is depositional plain? These are formed, depositional plains. These are formed by the accumulation of deposits, means a collection of the deposit into a particular area by the external forces, that is from the rivers and its tributaries. The depositional plains are formed. Basically, the alluvial plains are formed by the deposits of silt, gravels, particles of sand, etc. by the rivers. These type of depositional plains are formed by the help of the rivers, and these rivers brings the silt, gravels and particles of sand, which forms the alluvial soil, and alluvial soil is perfect for the agriculture and for the cultivation of the crops. So, by the river which accumulate over time, such as Indo-Gangetic Plain. The Indo-Gangetic Plain area consists of the alluvial soils, which is so much beneficial for the agriculture. Next, till plains found in North America and Europe have been formed by the glacial deposits of clay, sand, gravels and boulders and carried by ice. These type of plain areas, till plains, are formed by the glaciers which is into the North America and Europe. Next, wind action accumulates sand to form desert plain. The desert plain area are formed by the action of the winds. These are basically found into the Sahara Desert. Into the Sahara Desert, you can say that the plain areas, the desert plain areas are formed with the help of the wind. But into the India, you can say that the water plays the important role in making the plain area. The rivers plays the important role in making the plain area. Next one, why are plains important? Why these type of plains area are important? Just like we have studied about the mountains, why are mountains important? We have studied about the plateaus, why are plateaus important? Now we are going to study about the plain areas, why are plains important for us? Among all landforms, plains are the most valuable to human. How it is valuable? They have become densely populated and are centered of industry, transportation and businesses. Rivers plains have also been the center of Asian civilization. The plain area is also plays the important role into the ancient civilization. The ancient civilizations are also located into the plain area which is beside the rivers. So these type of plains area plays the important role in doing the cultivation, in doing the trading, in establishing the industries, in doing the business, doing the transportation. The plain areas plays the important role for that. So water, the first thing is water, an important resource for human agriculture and industry. It is easily available in the plains area. In the plain area, water is easily available, that of the plateaus area instead of that of the plateaus area, and instead of that of the mountain area. You can say that water is easily available into the plain area, that is beneficial for the agriculture and cultivation. The level land helps in building houses. These type of plain lands help in building the houses. Next, roads and railways. The construction of roads and railways are so much easier than that of the mountain area and that of the plateaus area. Into the plain area, the road construction, the establishment of the railway lines are so much easier than that as comparison of the mountain and plateaus. Plains generally have fertile soil suitable for agriculture. I have already told you that plains have the fertile soil which is suitable for the agriculture. Beside, the flat land is easily cultivated. Instead of plateaus area, instead of mountain areas, the plain areas can be easily cultivated. Okay? Landforms and the people. Now we are going to know about landforms and the people. The different landforms of the earth define the way human inhabited the planet. Different landforms can define then how the humans are inhabited in these type of areas. There are mountains, plains and valleys which are a result of shifting tectonic plates and fault lines. We can say that the shifting of the tectonic plates have formed the mountain areas, the plateaus areas, and also the valleys and the plains areas, which is due to the shifting of the tectonic plates or due to the external forces. In the mountain, the air is fresh and both flora and fauna coexist in harmony. In the mountain area, you can see that the air is fresh over there, and the flora and fauna which are found into that particular area are coexist with each other. Next one, but these are cold and experience heavy and frequent rainfall. But these areas are cold but experience heavy and frequent rainfall over there. The climate conditions are not too conducive for livelihood. The climate condition into the mountain area is not too much conducive for the livelihood, because the cultivation over there is so much difficult as comparison to the plain area. So mostly population is found into the plain area, into the bank of the riverside. Next, it is exactly the opposite of plains. There are numerous and varied work opportunities. Houses, roads and buildings can be constructed easily on the plain. Housing, roads and buildings can be easily constructed into the plain area as comparison to the mountain area and into the plateaus area. You can construct the building, you can construct the roads, you can construct the houses very easily into the plain area. Farming is comparatively easier. Farming into the plain area is comparatively easier as to the mountain and as to the plateaus. Both land and water are being used in various ways by humankind. Nowadays, a large part of both the resources is being misused and wasted. Both land and water nowadays are being so much misused and wasted. That is land pollution. You can say that the land pollution have been increased. You can say that the air pollution have been increased. You can say that the water pollution have been increased. If we not control the pollution, if we not do anything, then what will happen? There will be no anything pure for us. It get wasted, it get polluted, and we will not get any type of fresh thing or any type of pure thing from that. Water get polluted, we get polluted water, we get polluted air, then we get polluted land. Then what will happen? There will no anything will survive if everything get polluted. So what do you think will happen if you continue doing this? There will be no water and all the land would gradually become the wasteland. No any cultivation could be done over the land if this type of pollution will be over the land or into the water. The water is not able to drink. Okay, if we do pollution into the water, it is not able to get drink. The water will be finished on the earth and there will be no water over there. Next, we have to and need to make a conscious effort in working toward a healthier and greener earth. We have to do work toward making the earth a healthier earth and a greener earth. So this was the chapter number 6, geography, that is landform of the earth. We have completed this. Into the next video, we will get to know about the new chapter. Okay, take care of yourself. Bye bye.